Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm here to share with you guys the little bit of information that I learned from my tax professional whenever we went this year to have our taxes filed. I say that I earned a little bit of information because some of it kind of went through one ear and out the other. Some of it I did understand. I do have a pretty good understanding of taxes and how they work and all of that, but I just felt like my head was spinning and I felt like he was talking to me as if I was also a fellow tax professional. So I was just like, okay, let me write this stuff down, take heed to it, and of course share it with you guys because that is what I'm here for. I'll be the guinea pig, no problem. So anyway, I want to share with you guys the things that I learned, and I would not suggest that you guys run off with this information and take it as like solid advice or anything like that, but rather maybe use it to inform your own decisions, or even to just use the information so that, or take the information to your own tax professional, or you know, a tax professional that you find or that you seek. So anyway, without further ado, let's hop right into the video. Okay, so last year when we went to our tax professional, the same guy, it was our first time going, and by last year I meant in 2018. Now my husband and I had gotten married at the very end of 2016, so 2017 was just new to us because we were married and had shared finances and we were filing jointly and all of that. So that is kind of why we sought the help from a tax professional. We didn't really have a whole lot going on. Now my husband's job at the time, he had received a bunch of different tax forms and stuff like that, like a W-2 and a 1099 form and a whole bunch of stuff like that, but it wasn't like anything that we probably couldn't have done on our own. But we went to the tax professional because we wanted to make sure that we were crossing our T's and dotting our I's. Now that kind of brings us to this year when we went at the beginning of 2017 to inquire about 2018. Now he asked us if there were any changes, and of course there were. So walk with me. Talk with me. So in 2017, when I started this online money making business, I really didn't earn any money. Like at best I earned like $400, so that really wasn't that huge of a deal. It wasn't like anything like super, you know, life-changing or anything like that. So filing our taxes in 2018 was, for 2017, you know, like I said, it wasn't too difficult. It was essentially a walk in the park. Whenever we went this time, because I now earn a whole lot of money online, we had a whole lot going on. I'm talking, we probably had like every bit of like 15 different tax documents. We had W-2s from our full-time jobs. I think my husband even had 2 W-2s, so we had like 3 of those. I probably had like 6 different 1099 documents from, and my husband had one too, from this online money making business, and he had one from his old job. And then we had our student interest or our education tax documents. I think that's the 1095B form. We had the health insurance stuff. It was just a whole lot going on. And again, because I was, you know, in 2018, that's when I really kind of hit the ground running with this online money making business. We definitely needed help. So I will tell you that I did get 1099 forms from like Chime, 2 of those from Chime actually, for the affiliate marketing that I do for them. I got one from Amazon, I think. I pretty much got one from every company that I work with as far as affiliate marketing goes. Share a Sale, all of those different companies. Let's see. I got one from Google AdSense, which is YouTube, basically. I did not get one the year prior because I didn't earn enough. I think for like most companies, if you earn more than like $600 within a year, they're required to, you know, send you a W-2 and also report that to the IRS. So I didn't have to worry about that the year prior because I didn't make enough money. But this year in 2018, by year prior I meant 2017. In 2018, I did earn a lot of money through Google AdSense, so they sent me a tax document. So rest assured that if you're starting up with the affiliate marketing and stuff like that, they're definitely going to be sending you tax documents, assuming, you know, you meet whatever threshold it is that they are required to send you a tax document or a 1099 form. Now I will say that I'm going to move on to Etsy because that's kind of like where all of this, like, that's like the biggest change here, or the biggest information that I want to share with you. As far as YouTube, I don't really invest a whole lot in my YouTube. There's really like not anything worth purchasing or like investing in, I don't think. I have like, you know, sometimes I'll buy like a new tripod, $25 here, or a new piece of filming equipment here or there. But honestly, I don't really have a lot of expenses as for YouTube. So the whole YouTube part of it was quite simple. And sharing with him my expenses for YouTube was quite simple. Now Etsy was a little bit of a hot mess. So here's the thing with Etsy. I have an Etsy shop, a sticker shop, that I opened in November of 2018. Now between November 2018 and December of 2018, I earned about $4,000 through my Etsy shop. Etsy does not send a W-2 form or any type of tax form unless you have over $20,000 in sales and over 200 or at least 200 sales. So basically, unless you're like really out here like getting it in on Etsy and it's basically like a full-time job to you, you're probably not going to get a W-2 form. I may actually I'm kind of on track to get one next year. But as we all know, I really get it in on Etsy. So like if you're just selling things here and there, it's not really like a huge deal. You're probably not going to get a tax form. However, getting it in or not, you still have to report that income to the IRS. So I was waiting around for my W-2 from Etsy or my tax document from Etsy, and they never sent one. So I had to do like research. I wanted to be sure, and then that's when I read clear as day on the Etsy website that they weren't sending me a tax document. So you know, when I was sitting with the tax professional, he was like, well, you still have to, you know, you still have to share that with me, because not that I didn't want to, just didn't really know. Because here he said something like this. He said that if you're like in business but you report a loss after like 2 years, I believe he said, then the IRS will consider what you're doing a hobby. If you report a loss 2 years in a row. So basically you have to show that that there's a profit, and by profit essentially you have to earn more than what you're putting into the business. Now here's where things went for a loop. I was okay there. Then he threw me for a loop. He asked me, in order to like help to show that I had a profit, what my business expenses were, which I had already itemized them and brought them in because he told me. So I had a list of like the travel expenses that I had. Now most of those are kind of related to YouTube, not really Etsy. I had all of the sticker paper that I had purchased for Etsy. I had all of the stuff that I had purchased from YouTube, which isn't a whole lot. I had a list of all of the paper and the printers and all of the money that I had put into the Etsy shop to kind of get it started. And he also asked me as part of that to share with him how much inventory I had in stock at the end of 2018. So I was like, okay, what does that mean? So basically I had to come home and count up how much inventory I had in stock. Now the good thing is I rarely have kits in stock, which those are the most expensive things that I sell in my shop. I rarely have those in stock because they're essentially made to order, and I never want to go into the new month with like a whole bunch of, like, I don't want to go into April with a whole bunch of March budget kits that didn't sell, because I mean that's just a waste. So I definitely don't have a whole bunch of kits in stock, almost never, when I go into the new month. However, I do have a whole bunch of, we're just going to let them we're just gonna let them go by. I don't know if y'all hear that or not, but I live on a main road, a very popular main road. I don't like it, but I can't wait until we move. It's gonna be like way out in the country. No, I'm just kidding. But this happens all the time because the fire station and all of that is up the way. It's a mess. But now I did have a bunch of these stickers in stock. Now these aren't stickers, but I keep my stickers inside of here. So I have them all separated by different categories and such. And so I did have a decent amount of these in stock. So I had to come and count all of these that I had in stock and give like a good guesstimate. Now I know how much I sell my stickers for, so that was kind of easy, but I did have to do that. So the reason why I'm sharing that is because you need to be mindful of that. And also, as for me, when I end this year, I'm going to automatically go ahead and count up, you know, how much I have left in stock. And I probably still, no matter how much I try to like sell everything, there's always going to be something in stock that I'm going to roll over into the new month or into the new year in this case. So that's something to be mindful of. Now, I was also thrown for a further loop because he wanted me to share with him. I had to, you know, report this, not to share with him, but I had to, you know, report this so he could prepare the taxes. How much inventory I had in stock to like create inventory. So not only did I have to count up all of that, all of the stickers and stuff, I had to report to him how much I had for like things that I used to make the stickers. So this is my sticker paper. I had to like tell him like, this is, I just had to go to where I purchased this, which is onlinelabels.com, but I get it off of Amazon, which thankfully I almost shop, I shop on Amazon almost exclusively, so it's kind of easy to like, you know, report that. I just didn't know I had to report this. So I had to go see, like, let's say I had a whole pack, a brand new pack or whatever. I had to see how much I had paid for it and then report that to him. Not only did I have to do it for this, but I also had to do it for all of my other different types of paper and also ink. Now, I don't really have a whole lot of ink in stock usually, maybe like a couple of months worth, but I had to like count up that and see how much that was worth. And pretty much everything that I needed to create my product or my inventory, which for me, I just need ink and sticker paper and a printer, of course, and a cutting machine, but I don't need a cutting machine or a printer. Like, that's just something that I have, you know. Sticker paper is, I'm always purchasing it. I'm always purchasing ink and stuff like that. So I had to report that to him. I basically just had to share with him how much stock I actually had. So I was thinking about, like, let's say you did t-shirts and you used vinyl for t-shirts or something. I guess at the end of that year you would need to count up how many t-shirts you had. If they were plain, I guess you would count up how much you paid for those plain t-shirts. If they were already like decorated or whatever, you would have to count up how much you would be selling those for, how much vinyl you had in stock, you know, how much you paid for it, that kind of thing. So just to kind of relate it to someone else's business, maybe that is what they would be looking for. So anyway, that kind of threw me for a loop, and I had to come home and reevaluate all of what I had given to him and send him the new documents. But anyway, that was pretty much like the major thing that really threw me for a loop. As an FYI, I knew this because he told me that with tracking my expenses, he didn't want like receipts and stuff like that. He just needed like an itemized sheet of the aggregate total or amount of all that I had spent, all of my business expenses. So I itemized it and I gave him like how much I spent for like Etsy on sticker paper and how much I spent for this, you know, for YouTube products and expenses and stuff. I did that just kind of for my sake because I do it in Excel. I have an Excel spreadsheet where I keep track of all of that. So that was kind of for my sake, but I did do that. But just know that you don't have to like report receipts or anything like that. You just need, you know, like itemize. You don't need itemized, but you do need to kind of categorize the different expenses. Just, you know, put Etsy products and materials if you're an Etsy shop owner, and then YouTube if you do YouTube or whatever it is that you're doing. You just need to kind of differentiate that. So anyway, those are some of the things that I learned whenever I went. Some things that I definitely wanted to share. I've yet to, you know, watch a video about any of that, otherwise I would have been better prepared. So that's definitely why I wanted to share that with you guys. I know a lot of you are eager to start Etsy shops or have Etsy shops or whatever, so that's why I want to share that with you. It's not anything like to be really worried about. Just know that that's something that you need to be, you know, preparing for at the end of the year, counting up your inventory or taking, you know, doing inventory and also making sure you've tracked all of your expenses for the business for that year. So anyway, those are kind of some of the major things that I took away from that meeting. The last thing was we owe like thousands of dollars in taxes. We do every year. So what I have done is I have taken what we did together. We took the total amount that we owed and we divided it by the amount of paychecks that I received. And I went like the week prior, or week after rather I should say, to change my tax deductions at work. So what I did is what he told me to do, which is have the amount taken from each paychecks that would allow us to break even. So that is what I have done. The only way that we won't really break even is if we earn like a whole lot more and the numbers are kind of off. But let's say we earn the same amount online and the same amount total in this year as we did last year, then we really shouldn't owe money because everything should kind of basically stay the same. Now this doesn't mean like, you know, this is going to work out perfectly, but it's going to help a whole lot unless we earn like way more than what we did last year. And again, a lot of the foolery comes from this online money making business and whatnot, because this stuff isn't taxed. So that's why it's quite difficult. Yes, we hear more sirens in the back. It's a hot mess. That's probably something I should cut out, but I'm not. But anyway, but that is something that, you know, a change that I made to maybe help us next year. One last thing that I want to mention is I asked him, should I be paying taxes quarterly with this online money making business stuff? And he said that I really don't have to unless I'm earning like a whole lot of money online. Like if I start earning like $50,000 a year online or something like super wild where it would really benefit me more to pay the taxes quarterly, then I really don't have to. I can if I want, but it's really not like mandatory or anything that would be like, you know, worth doing, because last year obviously there was not $50,000 earned online, so the tax bill that we have this year isn't anything that we can't pay. It is some thousands, but it's not anything that we didn't plan for or save for or anything that we don't have in our bank account to pay. But let's say, you know, I earned $50,000 online in addition to my husband's full-time job and my full-time job and all of that. That would put us like in a whole different tax bracket, and it would just be kind of scary and probably worth paying quarterly to just lessen the blow and decrease stress and anxiety and fear around tax time, because that would be a whole, you know, that would just be a whole lot. So I get what he was saying. So I can go either or, but again, if I pay quarterly now, given the fact that I'm not earning $50,000 online, then I would probably, you know, maybe owe a few hundred or something. It probably wouldn't be anything super major, if that makes sense. So anyway, those are just some of the tidbits that I wanted to share with you guys and that I learned. I think that's pretty much it. Those were my takeaways. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to share those things with you guys. If you have any questions, definitely ask them down below. I'm not opposed to you emailing me or anything like that. It's just, if you have a question about any of this that maybe I have forgotten or something like that, then other people may too, so it makes sense for me to answer the question in the comment section, if that makes any sense. Anyway, just wanted to share those things with you guys. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video and you took something from it, and I will see you in my next one. Bye guys.